Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. We're here to review all sorts of new stuff. You're going to get a lot of them, a lot of reviews over the course of the next few weeks as we lead up to the end of the year because the new releases are stacking up. So it's not just going to be Wednesday. It's going to be all throughout the weeks coming up till we get caught up on this very strong second half of 2024. A lot of really good things coming out. Today for this episode, this is a brand new album on Pale Wizard Records from a UK band that we've reviewed here on the channel before. Their last album came out in 2022, This Sceptered Veil. The brand new one from Sergeant Thunderhoof is the concept album called The Ghost of Badon Hill. There's the vinyl, there's the CD. Very cool cover, as you can see. I really dig the artwork a lot here. Let's show you both of these. I'm going to show you both of these, right? Because you know I got myself a little turntable here. So now when some of these bands are sending some vinyl, which often happens, I won't have to just pass it off to someone else on the team. I can actually check it out and review it if I so desire. So I do want to show briefly the vinyl before I open up the CD. It's like zebra pattern or something. I'm not quite sure what you call that. It's pretty cool, right? And there is, if I remember correctly, there is a booklet that comes with this as well. Yeah, with lyrics and the story of the Ghost of Badon Hill, right? So let's also show you the CD as well. Okay. Band comprised of Mark Sayer on guitars, Jim Camp on bass, Josh Gallup guitars, backing vocals, Darren Ashman drums, and Dan Flitcroft on vocals. Of course, he also has that other band called Flitcroft as well. We've talked about them on the channel before. And here again, lyrics and story behind the concept, right? So if you've never listened to Sergeant Thunderhoof before, like I said, we have reviewed him here on the channel previously. Yeah, I mean, you know, they're like a psychedelic progressive doom band, I guess is the best way to talk about them. You know, they got some stoner influences, but they're way different than that. With this latest album, 6 tracks, about 45 minutes long. Very, very, God, this even sounds way different than their last album. If you can imagine, like, emotional, melancholy doom with amazing lead vocals and vocal harmonies and melodies that kind of remind me of Anathema at times. That's how engaging these vocals are. But definitely very melancholy and melodic, kind of like more recent Pallbearer, but with a nod to like early 70s stuff from a textural perspective and an atmosphere perspective of like Nectar and Pink Floyd. Does that all make sense? Maybe not. I don't know. This is like one of the, and I've listened to a lot of times when we're reviewing new product here on the channel, because we always have so much, I don't often have the time to give each album 10 listens before I do a review. Usually it's, 2-3 times, crank out the review, move on to the next 5 that are waiting, right? I've had this for, probably a week and a half, and I've listened to this probably about 7 or 8 times already. And every time I listen to it, I hear different things. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to review it today. And then I put it off. I listen to it another 2 times. Finally, this morning, I'm like, okay, and I've listened to the vinyl 3 times, and I've listened to the CD probably 3 or 4 times. I think I'm ready. This is very moody and brooding music. But like I say, there's so many textures on this album. With the 2 guitar players, there's big, heavy riffs, but it's not like every song is not a complete crushing riffarama fest, right? It's not all about that. The vocals float over the top. They're awesome. They're really good. The vocal harmonies are great. There's so many little textures from the guitars and soundscapes that these guys are creating. Little leads here and there. It's just so good. Starts off with Badon. Badon is really strong. Again, fairly heavy, but still very brooding, dripping with atmosphere. Then you got Blood Moon, which I might even like more. And again, Daniel's vocals are outstanding. The Orb of Octavia comes up next, and all the songs are like 6 to 11 minutes long. That's usually 6 minutes, 7:26, 8:40, 5:45, 6:26, 10:45. So you get the idea here. The Orb of Octavia is just like dripping with like this kind of brooding menace, but it's so melodic. It's kind of, I don't want to say lush because it's not. We throw that lush term around here on the channel a lot, but it's just got the way they've layered all these guitar textures, just so intoxicating, so good. Salvation for the Soul and that's the shortest track on here at 5:45. That is the real crushing banger on the album. That's the Doom track on the album. Although all the songs have Doom elements. Then you got Sentinel, which just kind of floats. It's dreamy. Reminds me of like what Pallbearer were trying to do on their most recent record. I think this does it better. I think this does that kind of like just brooding, atmospheric, pseudo doom pop prog thing really, really well. And then Beyond the Hill is the last track, and that's like I said, almost 11 minutes long. I swear, like some of the guitar patterns that they're using reminds me of like metal era Pink Floyd, or like Tab in the Ocean era Nectar, right? But it's still kind of doomy. It's just, and his vocal passages are absolutely stunning, and it reminds me some of that like heart-tugging stuff that Anathema has done on their classic albums like over the last decade and a half. Really, really interesting stuff, and just fascinating, and so much ear candy going on here, despite the fact that this is an album that you wouldn't necessarily associate with ear candy. So yeah, I'm going to give this 4.5 out of 5 star easily. The Ghost of Badon Hill by Sergeant Thunderhoof. Like I said, I'm going to put the link to the Bandcamp page below so you can go check it out. And like I said, whether you're a vinyl person or a CD person, you got options here. The vinyl is actually pretty wild with the colors as you're watching it spin around the turntable. So I haven't done that in a long, long time. But both sound amazing. It's a really good sounding record either way, whether you get the vinyl or the CD. Just amazing stuff. So go check it out. Sergeant Thunderhoof, The Ghost of Badon Hill, 4.5 out of 5 star. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube all together. That's right, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as a post, and please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, and our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility membership options. Thank you in advance for all who do choose to support. We know who you are, you know who you are, and it's always greatly appreciated. Thanks. My guess is you'll probably see Jamie Laszlo reviewing this also and giving his take on it on the upcoming Review Crew episode. I would assume that's going to happen because I think this deserves some extra discussion from someone else besides from me. It's that good, and I think it's definitely worthy of your time, folks. So go check it out. And then go check out their back catalog. Like I said, their last album came out in 2024. That was This Sceptered Veil, which I think is really good. But I think this is so far their magnum opus of what I've heard so far. So yeah, go check it out, and we'll see you soon. I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.